online again, doing yoga classes on Google Meet. It's important that I interact with you during your practice to give you the proper alignments on the poses. All levels of experience are welcome. Once you are instructed with more in-depth position, the classes on YouTube will be more enjoyable. You will truly experience the full benefits of each pose. I hope to see you on the mat in the comfort of your own home. Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? Thank you so much for being here and practicing with me today. My name is Daniela, if you are just checking out the channel. Thanks everyone for coming back and practicing with me. If you guys are ready and have your mats, let's begin. Maybe have one block or two if you can today. Might not be necessary, but just in case. This class is for everyone, but especially for you if you are sitting at the desk. So we'll move through a series of poses that will help us stretch out hips, open the chest, and release some tension from our lower backs today, okay? And again, if you have your mats, let's begin our practice today. Let's start in a modified child's pose. So coming on your hands and knees, separating the knees as wide as the mat, big toes touching. Sit on your heels and surrender just for 3 to 5 breaths here with me. Bringing the forehead down on the mat. And again, if the floor seems to be too far, just use a block under your forehead, relaxing, completely your shoulders. Again, making sure you are completely supported either by the floor or a block, and bring your awareness to your nostrils. Bring yourself to this present moment. Bring yourself to your yoga practice. Just 3 more breaths here, letting rib cages expand on the side, upper body inflate, and on the exhale, completely releasing all the tension out of your body, starting from your shoulders, tension around the belly if there's any, and facial muscles, and yes, the whole body. 2 more breaths here, inhaling. And trying to equally longer exhale out. And if you can, exhaling longer, even better. And again, 1 more. And exhale. Beautiful. On your next inhale, press yourself on the hands and knees, tabletop. Bringing your knees under your hips and bringing your wrists under the shoulders. Spreading fingers on the mat. And then just turning your left palm to face you, trying to stretch the elbow gently without forcing anything, making sure you're still spreading fingers on the mat. Warming up the wrist. And as well, if you are typing a lot, all these next exercises will undo all that typing you've been doing today. Releasing the left hand, open and close, making a fist, and then shaking your left hand out, and then doing the same on the right. Turn the right palm to face you, still spreading fingers, trying to stretch the elbow without pressing. Just be gentle. Couple of breaths here, not collapsing in the shoulders. And then releasing, making a fist with your right hand, open and close and shaking out. Turn the palms, the fingers to face the sides of the mat with the heels of your palms facing each other, and then just move left and right a few times. Not collapsing in the shoulders, just breathe. And then coming back to center and turning the fingers to face each other, pointing towards each other, heels of your palms sideways on the mat. Again, your palms are completely down on the ground, moving left and right. And a few more rounds, moving left and right, lifting the palm, just keeping the fingers on the mat, stretching the fingers, holding. If you're moving to the right, my left palm is off the mat, and then I bring the left palm down and I do the same on the left. I lean towards the left, I lift my right palm off the mat, stretching the fingers only, and then coming back, turning the fingers to point towards you with the heels of your palms towards the front of the mat. Once again, moving forward and back, not collapsing in the shoulders. This time I'm keeping my palms completely down on the mat. One last round. And then coming to stillness, adjusting your tabletop position, moving into a few rounds of cat and cows. On your inhale, drop the belly down, arching your spine, looking up, shoulders away from the ears. On the exhale, you round into your spine, chin to chest, gaze towards the back. And just 3 more times, inhaling and exhaling. 2 more, inhaling and exhaling. 1 more, inhaling and exhaling. Neutral spinal on your next inhale. Tuck the toes in, moving into a first downward facing dog. Inhaling, knees up. Exhaling, press back. Lengthening your upper body, sharpening sitting bones, stretching the legs, and then just pedaling the feet. Releasing the tension from your legs. And our downward facing dog also strengthens the upper body, the arms, and removes a lot of stiffness. Making sure your neck is long, your head is heavy. Finding stillness in your downward facing dog. Spread the fingers on the mat to protect your wrist from getting any injuries. Keeping a soft bend through the knees if your heels are not touching the ground, but making sure your sitting bones are still sharpened, back and up. Just one last breath here, completely relaxed in the facial muscles, connected to your breath. Always making sure you breathe in and out through the nose, and you let the breath to guide you. And when you're ready, gazing towards the front of your mat, stepping your right foot in between your hands, back knee down, preparing for a low lunge, making sure your back knee is not on the same line with the front heel. And then inhaling your arms up, exhaling the hands, arms behind the back. Interlocking fingers, stretching your arms back and down, inhaling your heart forward and up. Again, counterposing, maybe if you were hunching over your computer today, slightly gazing up if it's available in the neck, and making sure this is not hurting lower back, lifting the arms off the ground, maybe keeping left toes in for a better balance. Always inhaling upper body away from the lower back. One last breath here, and then slowly gazing in front of you, inhale your arms up, exhaling, framing the right foot, and moving right hand inside your right foot. Move the right foot all the way to the edge of the mat, tacking the left toes in, extending the left leg, and stepping the left foot outside your left hand, toes out, heels in, preparing for a yogi squat malasana, bringing the hands at the heart in Namaste. Elbows gently pressing inside your knees, and this is again where you will use a block if you think you need it. You can sit on the block on any height, high or middle. Start your yogi squat here, making sure this will help you to not collapse forward. So again, wherever you are, make sure you are not collapsing your chest forward, and use a block if you need it. Relaxing the shoulders. Just 2 breaths here. 1 more. And then releasing your right hand outside in front of your right toe, slightly resisting right upper arm against your right inner knee. Press the ground away from you. Inhale there and exhale, left arm up. Just for a breath, modifying your yogi squat into a twist. And then exhaling, switching, left palm comes, left hand down, slightly in front of your left toes if it's available, resisting left upper arm against the left inner knee, pressing the ground away from you, shoulder away from the ear. Inhale down and exhale, right arm up, not collapsing your chest forward again. Looking up if the neck is okay. 1 more breath there. And when you're ready, release the hands down. Inhale, press yourself up, stretching the legs, bringing the feet parallel to each other. Maybe 1 fist in between the feet, and folding again, holding opposite elbows, letting your upper body open, long neck, heavy head, keeping a soft bend through the knees. Once again, if you need it, making sure you're still sharpening sitting bones back and up, and you are not fighting gravity. You let yourself just hang in here. 2 more breaths. One more. And then when you're ready, inhale just the head halfway up. Exhale, hands down in front of you and step back for a plank where you're going to take your first vinyasa. Inhaling, forward plank. Exhaling, chaturanga. Inhaling, back bend of your choice. Baby cobra, cobra, or upward facing dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Remember, you can always skip all the chaturangas and just come into a downward facing dog. When you are ready, gazing at the top of the mat, left foot steps in between, right knee down, inhaling yourself for a low lunge. Exhaling, hands at the lower back, maybe changing interlock of the fingers. Stretch your arms back and down. Inhale the arms away from the ground, upper body away from the lower back. And slightly gazing up if it's available, making sure the back knee, right knee, it's not on the same line with the front heel. Left toes, heel, inside, outside of the foot will be pressing down. And you are breathing. One more breath here. And then if you're gazing up, gaze in front of you, inhale your arms up. Exhale, framing left foot. Tack the left toes in, right toes in if they're not there yet. Runners lunge and step back to a downward facing dog. Spreading fingers on the mat. Sharpening sitting bones. Lengthening your upper body. Beautiful. One last breath here. Feel free to pedal the feet, maybe all the time when you take your downward facing dog, and then again gaze to the top of the mat. Right foot steps in between. Left knee stays up this time, feet are hip apart or slightly wider. Inhaling for your high crescent this time, making sure tailbone stays in, kicking through the back heel, and again we interlock fingers at the lower back, stretching arms back and down, and then lifting arms off the ground, away from the ground, and upper body away from the lower back, shoulders away from the ears, kicking through the back heel, releasing any tension in your body. Last breath there. And then when you're ready, inhale, arms up. Exhale, moving to a warrior two, bringing the arms parallel to the ground. Stepping left foot sideways, arch of your left foot in line with your front heel. Holding. Just for a couple of breaths here. Turning the gaze towards your right finger, not letting the right knee fall in. And again, breathing. One last breath, take your time. And then when you're ready, exhale, framing the right foot, pivot the back heel up. You're gonna step to a plank position, moving through a chaturanga. Inhaling, back bend, and this time we hold. I'm gonna take a cobra, making sure whatever back bend you're choosing, cobra, upward facing dog or baby, it's not hurting your lower back. You roll the shoulders away from the ears, you bring the heart forward and up. Tops of my feet are all the way towards the back of my mat. And when you're ready, exhale, release. Tuck the toes in, press yourself up to a plank, and exhale, downward facing dog. Gazing to the top of the mat, left foot steps in between, feet are hip apart or wider, preparing for your high lunge on the other side. Inhaling with control, keeping tailbone in, shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling, we interlock again, maybe changing interlock, stretching your arms down and lifting them away from the ground. Breathing, making sure you're pressing left toes, heel inside, outside of the foot on the ground, hips are in one line, and you're not collapsing in the lower back. Relaxing the breath. One last breath here. And when you're ready, inhaling your arms up, exhaling warrior two on the other side, stepping right foot sideways, left heel in line with the arch of your right foot. Arms are parallel to the ground, gaze turns towards your left hand. Breathing. Staying here for a two breaths as well on this side. One more, not letting your left knee fall in. Outer ridge of the right foot pressing down. Left toes, heel inside, outside of my left foot. Still pressing down. And then when you're ready, exhale. We frame it left foot, pivot the back heel up. Again, stepping to a plank. Moving through a chaturanga. Inhaling for a back bend of your choice. Holding it for a couple of breaths. Maybe if you were doing baby cobra at first, you can go a little bit higher, extending the arms without forcing anything. Heart forward and up. Tops of my feet are pressing down towards the back of the mat. Heart forward and up. Make sure to always protect your lower back. Exhaling, lower down. Toes are going back in. Press up to a plank and exhale. Downward facing dog. Beautiful. Spreading fingers on the mat. Just a breath here. Sharpening sitting bones. And from your downward facing dog, inhaling yourself forward to a plank position. You're going to step the right knee down on the mat and turn sideways for a modified side plank. Left foot steps sideways again. Right wrist remains under my right shoulder. I extend my left arm up towards the ceiling. I reach for the ceiling. Left foot stepped sideways. Four corners of the left foot pressing down, not collapsing in the hips. Looking up at your left hand, only if the neck is okay. And just for a couple of extra breaths, you can stay or exhale and extend the left arm above your left ear, giving a nice stretch on the left side of your rib cages, still looking up towards the left elbow, if it's available. And if you are gazing up, gaze in front of you, bring your left arm up, exhaling yourself back on the mat for a plank, and changing, bringing the left knee down, turning sideways on the mat on the other side, left wrist underneath your left shoulder, bringing the right arm reaching for the sky, right foot stepping sideways on the mat, bringing arch of your right foot in line with the left knee. Beautiful. Turn the gaze up towards your right hand if it's available. And 2 extra breaths. Releasing the right arm all the way above your right ear. Opening right side of the rib cages, not collapsing in the left shoulder. Looking up at your right elbow if it's available. Or just gazing in front of you. One last breath here. And when you are ready, gazing in front of you for gazing up, releasing the right hand back down, turn sideways on the mat, stepping to a plank, extending the left leg and taking a chaturanga once again. Inhaling, back bend of your choice. Toes in, gaze down, exhaling, downward facing dog. You may feel free to open the mouth and take that cleansing breath if you need, making sure you are not holding tension. Spreading fingers on the mat, sharpening sitting bones. Long neck, heavy head. One more breath there. And when you're ready, exhale your knees down. Toes out, walk the hands towards you and press yourself up on your knees. Keeping the knees hip apart. You might be needing the blocks. So place them outside your ankles. I will place it on the highest level, but you can use any or not at all. We're gonna do a camel pose. So in your camel pose, you're gonna keep your heart again forward and up, not bringing the sitting bones with you. Pressing the hips forward as well, not letting them come with you, supporting your lower back. Elbows in, inhale, upper body away from the lower back. That's another way to protect your lower back. And releasing, gazing up at the ceiling, releasing one hand at a time, either on the blocks, or if you normally practice camel Ustrasana, feel free to lower your hands all the way down on your heels. Again, whichever variation you choose. Make sure it's not hurting your lower back. You stay away with the upper body, away from the lower back. You gaze up at the ceiling and you are breathing. Just one more breath there. And then slowly bringing the hands back one at a time at your lower back. You're going to press yourself up with control, bringing the knees together. Sit on your heels and take a Balasana, child's pose. Using a block under the forehead if you need. Taking just a couple of breaths here. One more. And then bring the hands in front of you. Press yourself up, hands and knees with your next inhale, and walk the knees in between your hands. Crisscrossing your lower legs and sit behind your legs, extending in front of you, preparing for a Dandasana. So keeping feet together, heels together, pushing through the heels, flexing the toes, hands by the side, not leaning back, not collapsing. Just stretching the legs here, keeping shoulders away from the ears, neutral spinal as much as is available. Stay, just one last breath. And then when you're ready, maintaining the legs engaged, inhale your arms up. Exhale, you fold and catch anything that's accessible for you today, using a belt on the balls of the feet if you're not reaching for your feet, or just bring the hands anywhere you can reach today. Inhaling once again for a flat back, and exhale, you fold. Making sure you're not hyperextending knees. Keep them softly bent. If any pain arises, then you're going to relax your upper body. Just one more breath here. And then slowly inhale. Come on up and release. Come forward on your mat, making sure blocks are not there on your mat behind you. Without collapsing or dropping, you're going to lean back on your mat and hug the knees into your chest, bringing head, neck down. Holding the hands on your knees, just rock side to side, giving a little massage to your lower back. And then preparing for a twist, bringing hands down on the mat in line with your shoulders. Letter T, both knees are going towards your right elbow. Bringing right hand optional on top of your knees, gazing up at the ceiling, or if neck, it's okay, but gaze towards the left. Try to relax in the shoulders, in the facial muscles. Take just 2 breaths here. One more. And then come back to center, extend the right arm out. Knees are coming back to chest and switch direction, dropping both knees on the left. Gazing up or gazing right, optional. Your left hand comes on top of the knees. You relax through your upper body, shoulders. 2-3 breaths on this side as well. One last breath there. And then slowly everything come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest. And then bringing hands under your knees, rock yourself to a seated. For our final pose today, I really recommend that you bring your mat against the wall and you bring your legs up the wall. I don't really have a wall here today, but it's almost, just to give you the idea. Bring the mat against the wall and sit. Come closer to the wall And then bringing the legs up. You're gonna slide yourself as close as possible to you with the buttocks next to the wall. Lower yourself down with control. You might even use a blanket under your sitting bones lower back on the mat, on the ground if you need it. And relax here, bringing the palms to face the sky away from the body and closing your eyes. You can stay here even 20 minutes if you have the time. Maybe you could take a couple of minutes with the eyes closed, surrendering your tension, relaxing, making sure your lower back is supported. Your shoulders are dropping heavy. And you just let yourself be. And slowly, when you are ready, moving your toes, moving your fingers, gently opening your eyes. You're gonna slide those legs towards your chest and then bring them on one side and turn completely to maybe your right side or left side, making a pillow of your upper arm and bringing the opposite hand in front of you. Taking some time there on the ground into one side before coming up. And when you're ready with that hand in front of you, press yourself up into a cross-leg seated position, bringing the hands at the heart in Namaste. We're gonna end the class here. Before we do that, I wanna thank you so much for practicing with me today. Thank you yourself for giving a try to this practice, and hopefully you feel at your best. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The divine light within me honors the divine light within me. Namaste.